What's up? It's Robert from Existence First, mental training for a modern world. Today's mental training is about systems. Systems that we are oftentimes a part of, we're involved in it, we're part of it, but we might not realize it. So today I went and got my COVID vaccine, and I was very pleased with how it went. It went very smoothly. It was very well organized, and that's the reason I go to that location for my healthcare. But the whole setup of everything, I was very observant of that. The different stations, everybody's role, all of their there's a specific word for it in Six Sigma efficiency studies for these setting up your environment so that it makes the job easy. Just having that list of questions right there at the table. Do you answer yes or no? Do you answer yes to any of these questions? And then it's like allergies and blah, blah, blah. Then they do the shot. Would you like to, or can you repeat your name and your date of birth? Great. Confirmation this is the right person. All of these checks and balances and systems in place. And then after you get the shot, you have to sit there a little bit for them to monitor in case there's any side effects or adverse reactions. While you're sitting there, then someone else comes by to reschedule or to schedule your second appointment. I mean, great use of time, great use of efficiency. Everybody's roles are clear and defined. Great system. And it makes you think how many hours of thought and really brain power went into designing that thing. How much troubleshooting, how much testing, how much redesign, right? But that really speaks to the accomplishments of the human race, Homo sapiens. I mean, not to mention the fact that these people are educated and know sort of what they're injecting you with because they've studied immunology, if that's the right word, and all that stuff. So again, applause for humanity for today. But the point of the video is about systems, because at any given point you're involved in a system. So when you go to fast food drive-through, that's a system. You pull up, tell them your order, they enter it in the computer, the cooks make the food, put it together, put it in the microwave, whatever. You pull up, swipe your credit card, they hand you the food. Everything happens in this well orchestrated process. You probably don't think orchestra and fast food in the same sentence, but it really is. It's orchestrated, it's designed. There's these systems. What's another example? School is a system. Go to school at a certain time. You sit down in your desk. The teacher tells you blah blah blah. Open your book. Okay. Then there's blocks to the day, different periods in the day. Then you go to a different class. Then it's again, you're part of a system, right? So what is the whole significance of all of this when it comes to psychology and self-empowerment? Well, when we're a part of a system, we have to realize that we're going to respond to it, but also the system's going to help us get the results that we want to get. And a lot of times we suffer in life because we don't examine the system that we're a part of at that moment. We just sort of think, well, I was supposed to be given this or blah, blah, blah. We don't realize the back and forth, the interdependence, all of that stuff that really is important. I've talked a lot about in recent videos sort of, I guess, the darker side of human nature, maybe our tendency towards aggression and things like that. And so you might think that I have sort of a negative view of humanity, and I really don't. I think I have a realistic view of humanity. But the key part is that I don't trust the human mind, right? I don't trust the human mind because it's very responsive to conditioning. It's very responsive to rewards and punishments and this and that. That's why it's better to just not do drugs versus do them and then try to quit your addictions. It's like, the brain is wired a certain way. So when we have people in positions of power, it's really important to have checks on that. And with all of the crazy political stuff that's been going on in the last month or so, with the storming of the Capitol or whatever, and apparently what the president didn't want to give up power, wanted to stay in power. And regardless of the question of whether he was justified or correct in saying that, let's address the valuable piece here. The valuable piece is that this country has a system where power is transferred to another person. I remember when I was in history class, and the teacher was explaining like the first time that the country had a change in president or something like that, and it was very historic and monumental because it proved that the system worked. It proved that power could be transferred from one individual to another individual, and the whole system could keep running. I mean, there's countries where like dictators have been in power for like 20, 30 years, and they just do whatever they want. It's pretty wild. So but those are human beings running those countries. Those are not aliens. And so you have to realize the human mind, the human brain, is capable of that behavior, right? When you give power to a human being, there needs to be this system of checks and balances and whatnot to really manage their behaviors by managing their mind, right? There needs to be the right incentives in place. So the bottom line is, I don't trust the mind, okay? I don't trust, especially a mind that is untrained and unmanaged. The same way that I would not trust a soldier that is untrained and without a supervisor, okay? You can see the comparison, you know what I mean? So when I am going through my day, something causes an emotional reaction in me. I'm really studying that. I'm like, because I'm almost watching it from the ceiling, looking down at myself, which is, we're all energy systems, in being in some sort of interactive relationship with my environment. And so the environment does this, and then my heart rate increases, or I change my body positioning, or something, or I start to worry, or I start to get angry or irritated, or whatever it is. I say, why is my body physiology, right? Blood pressure, heart rate, why is my heart rate, blood pressure responding to the environment in that way, right? Nobody thinks about things like that. Everybody thinks like, oh, so-and-so, they said this to me, I don't like what they said to me, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, that's how it sounds to live at the surface. But at the deeper level, if we're going to really analyze this, it's about, okay, this such and such a thing happened in my environment, my body did this as a result, right? Heart rate, blood pressure, whatever, fidgeting, my thoughts went in this direction. Why was that cause and effect relationship there? What's going on there? Why is that system the way it is? Why is that system, why is the coding or the design of that system such that when X happens, Y results from that, right? That's all sorts of systems. You go drive through the fast food, the car pulls up, they say, hi, can I take your order? That's a cause and effect. Boom, 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 boom. It's designed. Now, when the environment starts doing stuff, bam, 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 and you start reacting, now you're irritated, or now you're depressed when you hear that, or now you're not motivated anymore, right? You lost your motivation. The question is why? What's that response? What's that cause and effect response between environment and your own energy system, okay? So that's pretty much it. I want to point out that the Enter the Mind podcast is still going on, going strong. So check that out. It's both on YouTube and in podcast version. You can download on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all of that. I'm thinking of doing some workshops soon, possibly social confidence for introverts, but I'm open to whatever people need. So that's all for now. monitor your beingness and in relation to the larger systems you're a part of, and think deeply and put your existence first.